Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I am your host Mary Ellen. This is an episode of showing up, taking up space with art. Hashtag Tuswa. So this is my revolutionary act to fill the internet space and potentially your feeds with something that is art. Because sometimes art gets lost in the mix when things are a hair turbulent. Oh, cup of tea. So, get to that in a minute. Get to this in a minute. Ooh, sticky. Get to this in a minute. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to bang you. So, recall we had the painty paper work where I was taking an iCAD, color cube, and just using painty paper to using that and the colorways to create painty paper. And this is the outlined green, orange, that sort of mustard, and red. And that turned out, as soon as I started doing this one, most of them are light colors. As soon as I started doing the outlining, holy Hannah, did things start to pop. That just looks like almost the shell of a leaf even, which is kind of cool. So I showed you how to do the paint part of this. And I did 3 more cards, so we'll go through that, and I'll do just a little bit of the outlining of one so you can see how pretty straightforward it is. There is no magic in anything that I do. So, color cube number 1, which is 75. Anybody who's new, if you type in this hexicode, Google will understand that you were looking for that color and automatically pop up, I think, this shade. So you don't need the cards to be able to reproduce these if that's what you would like to do. So this is sort of a sunsetty, and I am now getting kind of greedy hoardy, and I have, I've done 2 pages because might as well. So those are my greens. So that goes with that. Not a bad match. Put that out of the way so you can sort of, your eyeballs can get cleansed. This one is number 80, and that's the color White Smoke, Salmon Pink, French Rose, Scarlet Auburn. I don't have that color, and made me sad. Also made me want to go out and buy paint, which is not part of the exercise here. And these are tones of this color. So there is a tone, value. Is tone and value the same thing? I don't know. Shades. Also not helping. You add a little white, you add a little dark, and then you get a range. So you can probably use any of those colors if you want. I was trying to do them matchy as best as possible. Anyways, this is number 80. Same kind of thing with the hexacodes. So that's the pink. And then I did 2 things with this. So this is standard, the music pages. I'd be super sad when I run out of these pages, but that's okay. You're supposed to run out of the stuff because then you get to try something new. So that's that. And because I have pink photocopy paper, I tried that. And I'm a lot of swishy happening on this, like very bold strikes. No particular reason, just happens to be what it is. And it's interesting. Doing this on a colored piece of paper would allow you to plunk that in a journal. You have that, and you also have that. So it's kind of like creating double-sided. Oh, this is double-sided too, I suppose. This is double-sided color. Anyway, so that's card number 2. And that's the matchies. As good as I can get them. And then the last one is card number 9. Hexies on the back, dark blue, steel blue, taupe, raspberry, and mustard. Yeah, so I had the taupe. I didn't use the mustard yellow that I had, so I should have used this color. I should have, what I should have done is flip the card over when I was picking colors. Whatever. Anyway, so those are my colors. And then here's my pages. And again, another hugely bold sort of strikes across, which I think creates interest. If it's just like a whole kind of blobby blob, it doesn't give it the same. So let us try. I'm going to do the pink because this is the least amount of contrast and may benefit the most from having a little bit of the highlight that I do. I'm not going to do all of it, just going to do like a little sample. And so I have a Staedtler Pink Pigment Liner, a 0.3, and it is waterproof on paper, light fast. And so what I essentially do is I just pick a spot, any spot, and sort of gently go around. Go around the edges. If I don't like that, I can just put another thing in there. Sort of gently, kind of like you might be coloring in a shoreline on a map, which is kind of what I'm doing. And so let's highlight all of this. Create a closed shape. And so wherever there is a color change or there is the limit between paint and the original paper, that's sort of where we're making a line. And I'm not going to lie, this is incredibly pleasant to do. Just doing diddly doos, and you start to see sort of things in the paper once you get going a bit. And it's like, oh, I made a dog, or oh, I made a happy face, or I made a chair. And then you start to group the colors. So there's a border there between that's like light pink and that's dark red. I'm just going to plunk that down there. So this has the light pink and the dark pink, and to the extent that I can. And it does not need to be precise. Your eyeball will fill in all of the, edges because it's fine. Like it's refined, I guess is a better way of saying it. Here we are. It doesn't take terribly long to do this. See, we've already got a space going. But you can see that this looks different now than that. This just looks like paper blobbed. This looks like something that is curated and specific. Your eyeball won't mind. And then you can just start to pick out bits. Everyone is always going to be different. You can probably, once you do it enough, you can probably start to create your own kind of results. So I have these broad sort of strokes here. If I put the paint down in sort of dot, dot, dot format, and I just pull it across, then I could get lines. So you can start to really make this your own sort of paper, whatever you want. It's a pleasant activity. And it's a pleasant activity when the nervous system is just completely on overdrive, or at least it is for me. So this is like a meditative activity. It sort of gets you into like a bit of an altered state of, I shouldn't say altered state as in drugged or with alcohol, but just calms the nervous system down because it's concentrating on something that is real and immediate and right here and now. So it sort of gets you out of your head and into your hands. That's probably a better way of saying it. If you put wings on that, that looks like a praying mantis. There. And even if you just stopped it there, but I want to do more on here. But anyway, so you get the point. That's as complicated as it is. It does not require a fine hand. It is not supposed to be precise. Your eyeball will figure it out. And so I didn't do any stickers with this, or because I apparently am just creating paper at a galloping rate. So this one's kind of like that one. You see like the difference in terms of this just looks messy, though messy is awesome. This looks like it is purposeful. In any event, I got some more paper. I'm going to do another one because I really enjoy doing these, and I need some opportunity to use those. So back to where we were. Yes, no, not yet. Just exciting information. I now have an orange stamp pad. It's very exciting to me anyways. All right, so where we last left off, I was trying to figure out the cover. And I may have figured out the cover. I'm not sure. So there's lace, there's a ruler. So I had to go out and get a couple of bricks. Don't ask. Went to the hardware store. They had paint chips, and I went, ooh, I wonder if the paint chips will help me. So we can always cut that off there. So let's do it upside down so that we can look at the colors. Oh, that's sticky. That. Do that. Do that. Do that. Maybe no to all of those. I have these. Oops. So this is the color of, and that's sort of where I was trying to go with that. I didn't have that with me, but that was sort of my, this needs a little bit of something because it's sticky and it's going to drive me kind of nuts. I could, of course, turn it over. Where are we at? So I was trying to match that. So that might be actually the better choice. So maybe not. Well, maybe. We could do that. Don't see why not. Okay, that's so 3 is a possibility. Where'd I put it? Here we are. So, we remember these paint chips that this is how I fell apart to start with. It's like that got really overwhelming and I had to stop, and it's like, you know what, we're just gonna show up. So look what I dragged into the closet. I know. So this is, so we might be playing with fire today, just a warning. These are all the little melty belties. So we could also, theoretically, if we didn't want to do that, ooh. Oops. The pink is like, yeah. So I have no colors that I want to use. Oh, bless my soul. You know what? Maybe not. Maybe we just go back to the original, but at least we have those out of the closet, which is something, because that was an obstacle there for a bit. We might yet go into them. I'm just going to plunk this down because you know what? Why not? Scissors. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to bang you. 1, 2 or 3. It has to be, do 3. This is beautiful. This is, I think, an iron-on trim. Like, it's gorgeous. Gorgeosity. Nope, that's just what I'm going to do. Okay, dokey smoky pokey. So we need the high test glue. I was using this last night for another project, and the glue doesn't want to come out now when it's asked to, but when it's just allowed to sit, it'll seep glue like nobody's business. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oops. Oh, I should put you on pause and get a random conversation question. So I was just thinking, it's like, I have nothing to talk about again. Unless we want to talk about the dishes that are in my sink. Ooh. And the ingredients for an apple strudel that are all over my counter. Yummo. Watcha. Ooh. Is that straight? Well, we'll find out in a minute. Well, look at us, more or less. Wow. There. Are we close to done? We are. So I want to fix that, and I want to use some washi tape. What do we have? What do we got? Ooh, this is interesting. This is kind of motley. Also on the blue side. Okay. Oop, 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 oop. There. That blends just really nicely. And that is going to get dinged, but that's fine. I could probably just cut that off. But you know what? I'm not gonna. Where was the other one? There was two. There. Let's see if this one glues. So massage it in. There. Woo! Doing repair jobs all over now. So we've got all those. That's going to be a ding. We're okay with that. Be your own hero. I like that as the only words that are here. So our feather is stuck, and we've got all of that. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle on her face that shows through. Not a huge fan of, but you know what? It allows, oh, there. That's how you do that. Now I got to do something with the back. Yep. Where's the green? Green. Oh, I think I know where it is. It's way over there. I'll be right back. Hang on. And we're back. So I have a Blue Jays baseball journal that I have been working on. Just getting the year sort of in review done. And I've been using this to stamp dates. There. I'm gonna put that on just like that. That's pretty cool. Okay. That's gonna be the way it's put on. Which way is this? That's up. That goes that way. Yep. it's a pretty decent just drop down. I don't know what I've called that. There. A little bit of fancy. So we're going to do that. Oh, that makes just perfect sense. Oops. Be your own hero. And that just like so fits in there. And I think we now have a finished trifold. Yep. I suppose I could do another pocket in the back, but I'm not gonna. Yeah. I am really happy with that. So there we are. Done. Now what? Well, one thing we need to do is open the orange, get that set up. And by set up, I mean the back. So I store all my inks this way so that the ink doesn't sink to the bottom, so it's always on the top. And I need to, and because I look at it this way, we need to transfer that to that side so that I know that when I'm picking it up, it's like, oh, that's the orange. So there we are. Okay, now I do not need any more inks. So do you want to play with fire? Well, you might not, but it might be fun watching me do it. Or not. We don't know. We don't know. Okay, so what do I think I want to do? Do I want to do this? So this is me checking the general feelings of how interested am I in doing this, and how many spoons do I have, because I'm going to be using fire, open flame, and open flame, while just a little tea light, we're not going to have blow torches or anything, or flamethrowers, it's still fire. And I need to be on my best game. And this feels like it's convinced me that's like, yeah, not today. Not today. And that's okay. We've got this out of the closet. That's the big start. So. Now what? I can make it. Oh! Oh. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Okay. Hang on. Wait. Wait. Oh, I know what I want to do. I want to make a journal, a TN, out of this magazine. I'll just slip that over there for the moment. Oh, I also saw somebody do something on the internet. Oh, she put an actual zipper, like a zipper, in a journal. She basically sewed the zippers here. She put 2 pages like that, and then she folded them up, and she inserted a zipperable pocket in her journal. Very badly want. So I want this page. And as I said, I want a blank page, as blank as possible. So this will work really well. This is what I want. And I also brought my iPad over so we can see if there's anything that is, if you can do a random conversation or a random speech. There. Don Giulio. There we are. What was the cover on this one? Like if you do that, also not bad. I kind of like that one. Oh dear. I need the measurements. So how big is a TN? A TN. Let's look her up on the internets. Okay, we don't need that. TN dimensions. Standard is 4.33 inches by 8 2/5 inches. Okay. While we're up, random conversation generator. Okay, random conversations. Learn hip. Press start to begin. Oh, I'm not pressing start. What would you do if you had more free time? Okay, that's a great question. We may not get an answer, but at least I have something to focus on. I should probably write it down because I am going to forget almost immediately. What would you do if you had more free time? Okay, and now we have 4.33 and then 8.25, and 4.33 times 2, because you need that, is going to be 8.66, so 8 2/3 inches. Here. So this is torn. Up and down is 8 1/4. Yeah, okay. Doesn't need to be precise. Let's also call this our little test piece. There we are. We also get to cut off the most narrow part, which is awesome. Oh, well, it's doing something on the back of that. No idea what. And you could do that with any magazine. I just happen to have the ones that I am using and that I have available to me. So this is not wide enough for the measurements that I talked about, but it's 8. So you know what? That'll work. I'm just going to glue that on like that. And keep that one for later. Okay, and so we need to glue. Glue. Or, yeah, you know what, let's glue and then we can sew later. So what would I do if I had more free time? Well, it suggests that time is the limiting factor. If only I had more free time. And I think part of my issue is spoons. Not physical spoons, mental spoons. And so what would I do if I had more menthol spoons? Would probably spend even more time outside and more time in the garden. Like even more. I am not in those spaces. That's not perfectly straight. We'll fix it in post. It's supposed to be a conversation. Here's the answer. Blurp. Done. Oh my gosh. What would you do? I think I would have a more, again, it's not time, it is spoons. I would have more, I'd just have more capacity to do some basic care things. I would probably cook more. That's one thing I would probably do. I could garden more. And not garden more. So I maybe it's because I'm where I'm at the moment. I am in an garden overhaul mode. And moving dirt's just a lot of work. And so I can only go so much because I have other things to do. So if I had more spare time, I think I would be able to do more. I would be able to dig more dirt. There. Oh, I didn't get that perfect. It's not that it's supposed to be perfect, but I'll see the white and it'll be a minor irritant. Whee! I love the little curlies when that happens. It's a very pleasant thing. And there's another little curly. Okay. So I feel like this has got to dry. Because I think what I did for the other one was I sewed around. But I do want to do medium ones. Yeah, that'll be all right. Did you not go? Never mind, you didn't do it. Still manky. Oh well. Here. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? There. Okay. So that needs to be sewn. Ooh, that feels nice. It's like an even more stability to it. Okay, so we've got that, and that needs to dry. We need paper. Oh, my kingdom and my castle for a piece of paper. So I think I want lines in this because what I want to do with that is write down all of my textile projects because they're out of control. And I keep adding them at a shocking rate. And certainly not before I finish them. So I might have to put you on hold for a boo and a tick. Because I need some line paper, so hang on. Alrighty, we're back. There we are. Some paper. And how wide across is this? Oh yeah, not bad. I'll just pop it a couple of pages from Le Center. If I can find Le Center. Here we go. More. These are simple little cahier books from the dollar store. That would be 3, 4. Do I need that many? That's going to be how many pages? If I make it this thick, it'll be ridiculous. So, you know what, we're going to err on the side of not a lot. Now then, I need so that's there. And I'm going to cut on the inside of that so that when it all goes into the binding, it won't stick out. At least that's the plan. So that's where the knot, that's where this the mark is, and I've gone a little bit in. There's one. Now then, next technical question is, do I want to have this header or do I not? So let's fold these. Do I want to fold them? I don't know. Yes, I can. It'll be fine. What is 8.5? 8.25. 8.25 is to there. You know what? I can have a little header. How's that? Because I do like them. Just don't need them so honkin' big. So this is 1/2 inch? Yeah, that'll be fine. There. Getting there. And then we're gonna go this way, and this is 8.25. So we can do like 8 1/8. It can just fit. Or do we want to do that? A snick on the inside. So it's that line. There. If I had infinite time, brain's still working on it behind the scenes, I would go to school again. I'm never not learning, but I mean, you know, an infinite amount of time. Education is such a I'm going to say privilege to be able to go somewhere and learn some things. Oh, yes, please. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Oh, I can't do that. Uh-oh, there's something bumped. I know, babes. I know it. I know it. There and there. And so we've got paper. And so that will go, I'll go zipping around the edge of that when this is dry. And then foldy-any, and then we will have, oh, I could maybe do, oh, that's where I could put the title. Get rid of that. Ooh. So this cover, and this paper, oh, not quite. That and that match really well. That might be a fun bookmark. because who doesn't need a bookmark to go with that? Okay, so I think we've got that. That's underway. Now what else do I want to do? What do I want to do? So I want to try this zipper thing. And I've got these nice big long file folders. Look at this one. It's got like a doodly-doo in the middle. So I could make, if I cut this in half, I could zipper pocket. That was me I'm just on a big long pause. What is this divided into 4? Ooh, it's going to be decent too. So that's 12. This is going to be probably 2 inches. It's going to be 14. Ooh, 14 and a half. What's 14 and a half divided by 2? 4. We'll find out. Hang on. That's not something I can do in my head. And I don't have a ruler long enough to be able to do the 4 thing. Well, not here easily. What's the next card? Just to see what else we can talk about. How will you spend your time when you retire? Oh, what a rude question. What am I looking for? Calculator. 14.5 divided by 4 equals, ooh, 3.625. 3.625 and 0.625 times 8 equals 5. So it's 3 5/8 inches. That's good to know. So 1, 2, 3 and 5/8. That's going to be a decent size. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm on board for this. So I wish I knew. I never keep track of the names. I just keep track of the ideas. But please know that if I can't give a specific credit for the maker, I will absolutely tell you that this is not out of my brain. I kind of know that it's probably not going to be out of my brain anyways, because I'm an impressionable Ute. Okay. I should cut it. There. Okay. So I want these. What do I want? I need a sample. 4 that way, that way. So I have 2, what's this thread? Oh no, that's the paper curlies. So I'm going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to have that folded like that. Maybe we'll just seal that. This will be a zippered pocket. And then this will be the front cover. Or we can accordion that out, but I might not want to do that. I might just want to do that. And if I do this, we're just talking our way through this. So I might need to have a little bit of spacing. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Like just very narrow, so that when we fold it, we've got some space to put stuff down into. Well, I probably need to do the front first. So what did I say this was? 3 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4/8 and 5/8. So it's like that. Kind of don't know what I'm doing, but we are 100% used to that. Okay, so that kind of folding, see there's a lip there. And then, okay, that's going to be wide. Okay, we're getting close to time, and I can feel my brain starting to go, oh, I need a snack. So that might be where one of the gives is. And we then have this little 1/4 inch bit. Come on, you know it, you know it. There we are. So I have this very small, you can see that there's an edge now. And if that's the front, and that's page 1-ish, zipper will go here and hang way out, but it will be a munchy crunchy. And so this has got to go like that. Oh, I'm kind of a numpty. I just cut it in half. I'm doing quarters. Why am I doing it all that? Why did I do it all of that the hard way? Hoiga schmoiga. There. What a silly bean. I'm sure somebody was yelling. Use your math skills. Okay, now. So we have this and we have this. And then I can sew a zipper. So I need to go to the sewing machine to sew on a zipper to paper, because of course you do. And I need to do an outline of that. Also, of course I do. But it is close to time, so I'm going to call it here. As ever, please take very good care of yourself. Stay out of trouble. Always love you lots, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.